So, Miguel, my name is Andy Petronic, and we run this game called the Whole Life Challenge. And we encourage people when they're doing the challenge to do what we call lifestyle practices, which are various things that are typically good for you, in terms of like your quality of your life.
Right.
And the one I'd like to ask you about is a habit that we call, it's just journaling, like writing stuff down.
Right.
And my first question is, do you have any kind of a habit around journaling?
Not personally, no. But I know it is a good practice. I know people who do it and swear by it, but not me personally.
Is it something you've ever considered doing, like writing down your thoughts, or like?
Yes, in fact, yeah. Thoughts are a bit different to a journal, right? I actually bought a book recently, really beautiful book. That was a gift from somebody to do that specifically. But thoughts are a bit different to a journal. Journal's more like organize your life and have goals for everything and etc. etc. Right?
Well, what's the difference to you?
The difference for me is like thoughts are more sort of more abstract, less structured. They can be important, less important, not something that you drive in your sort of your life on a daily basis by, but somewhere to collect what's going on in your head and what's inspiring you and etc.
And do you write those things down?
I have just started to, actually. Yeah, just as of since this person gave me this gift.
What is the book, if you don't mind me asking?
The book is it's a leather-bound, really beautiful leather-bound, empty page book that you to write stuff down in.
Now, do you have trouble coming up with what to write? Like, how do you come up with what to write?
Yeah, that's a good point. I have a lot of thoughts like everybody else does, right? But to decide which ones to put on paper, because when you commit them to the book, they're sort of in the book, right? So then you've made record of those. So decide which ones to put on paper is I've found to be a bit tricky. Yeah, more tricky than you'd think.
And why do you think it's tricky? Because nobody else is going to read this book, right?
Well, you never know. Yeah. You never know.
The memoirs, your memoirs.
Exactly. So no, I don't know if it's not about other people reading it. It's more about, I think it's more prioritizing, because there's a lot of pages in this book, and I didn't want to fill it up with all kinds of stuff, and it was more about maybe even just writing one word or one thought on each page, just for that specific day. What was the thing that was most on your mind, what was inspiring you the most, what's giving you the most heartburn, whatever it might be, right?
And have you, I know this is a new gift, right? So this is a new practice for you?
Yeah.
Is it something you're doing every day? Do you have any commitment around it, or?
I'm trying to, but I forgot to bring it with me, which of course you don't take the book with you when you're traveling, then it's a bit difficult to write stuff down in it, right? But yes, no, I do intend to adopt it as a practice, yeah.
And so when you adopt something as a practice, I mean, you have like a committed time to do it every day, or a committed amount of time?
Yes, ideally. It's not. I'm not the kind of person like, well, I've got to do this between 8 a.m. and 8:30 in the morning. So, it's whenever I do have time to do it. But yeah, to find the time to do it every day. When you decide to do something, you should commit to some degree. Otherwise, it's not doesn't have the same effect, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's really what the challenge is all about, is committing to doing something just for a short period of time. Like journaling could be 5 minutes, right? I mean, writing your thoughts down could be 5 minutes.
It could be, but committing to stuff is important. Not like you have to make commitments and live by those, but if you want to get in shape, if you want to improve your diet, if you want to improve your lifestyle or feel better and stuff, you have to commit to things, right? So writing in a journal is another sort of, for me, it's a well-being thing. To put your thoughts down on paper, then go back and reflect on those, and so you remind yourself, because I don't know about you, but I often have thoughts and think, I need to think about that more often, or I need to make that more of a priority, and then you get busy and you forget and you think,
they just disappear, right? They just disappear. Totally right.
And I have some good thoughts sometimes, I think, to myself at least,